Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Daily English Podcast, the place where we learn English not by studying textbooks, but by having real, meaningful conversations. I'm your host, Sarah, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host and good friend, Alex.
Hello, Sarah, and hello to all our listeners. It is great to be back here. I have to say, I am really excited about today's episode because the topic we are discussing is something I have been struggling with personally.
Oh, really? Well, I think a lot of people are going to relate to what we are talking about today. We usually talk about learning English, but today we're going to go a level deeper. We're talking about the psychology of learning, and specifically, the power of small habits. We're calling this episode The Magic of 1%. So, Alex, you said you were struggling with something. What's going on?
Well, you know how I always say I want to get fit? Every January, I make a huge plan. I say to myself, Alex, this is your year. I sign up for a gym membership, I buy new running shoes, and I tell myself I am going to work out for 1 hour every single day.
Let me guess, you do it for about 3 days, maybe 4, and then you stop completely.
Exactly. How did you know? It's the same cycle every time. I go on Monday and I feel great. I go on Tuesday and I'm a little tired. By Wednesday, my muscles hurt, and by Thursday, I find an excuse not to go. Then I feel guilty, so I just quit. It makes me feel like I have no discipline.
Alex, listen to me. You do not lack discipline. The problem isn't you. The problem is your strategy. You're falling into a very common trap. We call this the all or nothing mentality. You think that if you cannot do a huge workout, it's not worth doing anything at all. But that's actually the worst way to build a habit.
But Sarah, if I only exercise for 5 minutes, what's the point? It won't change my body, right? It feels like a waste of time.
That's where you are wrong, and this applies perfectly to learning English too. Let me explain the concept of the compound effect. Imagine you're a plane flying from Los Angeles to New York. If the pilot turns the plane just a few degrees to the south, you won't notice the difference at first. But after flying for hours, you won't land in New York. You'll land in Washington, D.C. A tiny change in direction over time leads to a completely different destination.
Okay, I see the metaphor. So you're saying small changes add up.
Exactly. If you improve by just 1% every day, by the end of the year, you'll be 37 times better. But if you try to improve by 100% in one day, you'll burn out. Think about our listeners who are learning English. Many of them try to study for 5 hours on a Sunday.
I used to do that. I remember when I was trying to learn Spanish. I would sit down on the weekend with a huge grammar book and study until my head hurt. But then I wouldn't look at Spanish at all from Monday to Friday.
And let me guess, every Sunday you felt like you had forgotten everything?
Yes, it was so frustrating. I felt like I was starting from zero every week.
That's because consistency beats intensity. It's better to study English for 15 minutes every day than to study for 5 hours once a week. Your brain needs regular exposure to the language. It needs to be reminded constantly. When you study for 15 minutes, it doesn't feel painful. It's easy to start. And because it's easy, you actually do it.
That makes sense. It reminds me of something I read about called friction. The idea is that if a habit is hard to start, there's too much friction. So for my gym problem, the friction is packing my bag, driving to the gym, changing clothes, and working out for an hour. That's a lot of effort just to start.
Right. So how can we reduce that friction? How can we make it so easy that you cannot say no?
Maybe I could just do 10 push-ups at home?
Perfect. Or even simpler, just put on your running shoes. That's it. Make that your goal. Once your shoes are on, you'll probably go for a walk or a run. But the goal is just to put on the shoes. We call this a gateway habit. It opens the gate to the bigger action.
I love that, a gateway habit. So for English learners, what would a gateway habit look like?
It could be something very small. For example, instead of saying, I will study English, say, I will listen to 1 minute of a podcast while I drink my coffee. Just 1 minute. Everyone has 1 minute.
That removes the pressure. If I only have to listen for 1 minute, I won't feel overwhelmed. I won't feel stressed.
Exactly. And once you start listening, you usually want to keep going. The hardest part is always starting. We have this word in English, procrastination. It means delaying or postponing something that you should do. Usually, we procrastinate by doing things that are easy and fun, like watching TV, instead of doing the hard work.
I think we're all guilty of procrastination sometimes, but using these small habits is the cure.
So, Alex, what's your plan for this week? Are you going to go back to the gym for 2 hours?
No way. I learned my lesson. My plan is simple. Every morning, I am going to do just 5 minutes of stretching. That's it. If I do more, great. But the goal is just 5 minutes. I want to build the consistency first.
That sounds like a sustainable plan. Sustainable is another great word. It means something you can keep doing for a long time without collapsing.
And for our listeners, we have a challenge for you. Choose one small English habit. Maybe it's reading one page of a book or listening to one song in English and reading the lyrics. Just one small thing.
Do it every day for a week. Don't worry about the results yet. Just worry about showing up.
Sarah, this has been such a helpful conversation. I actually feel relieved. I feel like I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be consistent.
That's the secret, Alex. Progress, not perfection. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you to all our listeners for tuning in. We hope this helps you on your English journey.
See you next time, everyone. Keep it simple and keep going.
Bye for now.